Hey girly, so I just got back from running some errands and I was like in and out of stores and I had my mask on and off. So I filmed this really amazing bit for you guys on how to turn how to turn new money into old money. And then I came home and I looked at myself and realized I had like lipstick all over my face. Like it was a hot mess, but I filmed it for you guys and I think it's like really, really good. So I'm just gonna post it, okay? So you're gonna see it now. Excuse the lipstick and all the chaos and the noise and the driving, but enjoy. Hey guys, so I was out running some errands today and I thought it would be a really good time to kind of chit chat with you while I'm driving back home. So one of the topics that I really wanted to touch on for this channel was how to turn new money into old money. I know that there's a lot of content on YouTube, at least I've seen a lot of content on YouTube about like, you know, old money versus new money and like as far as fashion and, you know, designer labels and things like that, which yeah, that's all fun to watch, but whether you're old money, like you can't control that. Like I can't go back and like decide like, yeah, I get to be old money. Like you know, like my parents were immigrants, like they they didn't have that kind of money, right? But the decision that I did get to make is that I get to have money and I get to have wealth and abundance in this lifetime, and that I get to also have the kind of generational and familiar wealth that gets passed down to my children. That's a decision that I can make. That is something that I very much can control. And that's something that I love talking about. So I thought it would be a really great topic for this video. So how do you create new wealth, first of all, and then how do you turn it into old money? So I decided that my parents' sacrifices and the lessons that my parents had taught me of what to do and what not to do were going to be part of my legacy. So I learned some good things from my parents when it came to money, and I definitely also learned some things that I shouldn't do if I wanted to create wealth. So that became down the thing that my parents handed down to me. So the first then decision there was, okay, well, what do I need to learn and what do I need to embody? So I learned, and I've shared this with you guys before, that there are two aspects of wealth creation. There's two aspects of creating anything, a baby, a world, anything, a relationship. There's a masculine aspect and a feminine aspect. Well, I was pretty good at the feminine aspect because that is something that I learned from my parents, like how to call in money. That is something that I learned from my parents. That's something I've actually spent, you know, 15 years embodying and practicing myself. So that's something I'm good at. What I wasn't good at was the masculine aspect of how to keep money, hold money, and grow money. So the first really good decision I made was that I married someone that had that as a core belief, and they were really good at that. That was an asset that my husband came in with. My husband was really, and is really good at the masculine aspect of wealth, like how to invest, how to hold on to money. He does the whole frugal thing. He's really good at that. So in the early days of our marriage, I spent time learning from him all of his ways. Now, I'm not someone that can be frugal. Like I like nice things. I like luxury. I want to be balanced in life. I want to have fun. I want to have abundance. So I think we were magnetically attracted towards each other because I was there to teach him how to be more abundant, how to be more feminine and call in wealth. And he was there to teach me how to hold on to wealth, how to keep wealth, how to grow wealth, how to make wealth a part of your team, like I like to say. So we taught each other this. So that was the first step, is that be good at both aspects, the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect. And you can very much do this within yourself. In fact, you have to do this within yourself. When you have a healthy relationship with money, with both aspects, that's when you can call in a partner that also has a healthy relationship. My relationship with wealth was wounded when I came into this marriage, right? Like I only knew the feminine. So I attracted the reciprocal he only knew the masculine. And so we had to teach each other and learn from each other so we could both be whole, complete beings. So once we got that down, the second aspect was create a container for our wealth. So we don't necessarily have a budget. Like, we don't say we're gonna spend $100 on this, but we have percentages. So we do still save and invest about 75% of our wealth. So all of the income that comes in, the income that my husband earns, the income that I earn from my business, and the income that our estate now produces, we reinvest 70% of that back into our wealth, right? Back into our estate, back into our portfolio. And then, you know, out of the 30%, there's taxes, there's expenses, there's fund money, all of that stuff. So we have a container for that. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, if you're gonna have new money and you're gonna turn it into old money, the people that are going to be responsible for that wealth at some point need to also be wealth savvy. They need to know how wealth works, because money in the hands of people that don't know how money works actually is dangerous. Like, look at athletes, look at lottery winners. Like 95% of lottery winners wish that they had never won the lottery. It's called the curse of the lottery. Like, you can literally Google this, it's a thing. Like athletes, I don't know the numbers, like way in the 90s, like athletes go broke or bankrupt or whatever 3 years after retiring. Why? They don't know what to do with money. They don't know both the feminine and masculine aspects. So then point number 3 of turning new money into old money is teaching the people that will inherit the wealth how money works. So putting the money maybe in a trust or somewhere where it's unlocked when your children already earn certain milestones. So we've already started wealth training with our kids when they were like babies, right? Like my 16-and-a-half-year-old already talks about being a millionaire by the age of 28. He's already into index funds and investing and all that stuff. Same thing with my younger 2. They're being taught abundance mindset. They're being taught you pay yourself first. All of the aspects of wealth that we learned, we are passing that down. And also, there's gonna be things that are like different generation to generation, like the investments of the time. But then there's things that are the core basic principles that are timeless. At the very least, make sure that you know and your children know the timeless principles. To give you an example of more of the trendy things, when I was in my 20s, real estate was really big. I mean, real estate will always be big, but it was big in the sense of like I was flipping properties. I was a real estate agent. I owned a construction company. I mean, there were months that I was making $50,000 a month in my 20s, right? That was the big thing. And then 2008, the crash happened. My confidence kind of wavered from real estate. And so after that, the only real estate I've owned is the property, you know, the house that we live in, we own outright, mortgage free, like that's it. Like my husband and I were both kind of like done with the real estate. So that I view as more of a trendy thing for my family, right? Now, maybe by the time my kids are older, real estate will be like the hot new thing that they're doing, which is fine. Maybe Bitcoins or crypto or whatever new thing will be in. That's like the trendy new investment thing that they can learn the new principles in, but the timeless principles that will never go out of style, of like paying yourself first, growing your money, knowing how to put money for work for you, never exchanging time for money again, valuing your time, energy, and money as a currency, right? All of that stuff, that's timeless. How to call it in, abundance, how to manifest, that's timeless. That will never go out of style. Those techniques will never fail and they will never change. So those are the things that I taught my children first, because that's timeless, right? Yes, they're learning the stock market. Yes, they're learning index funds, but that's secondary. The first most important thing is to value their time, right? To know that anything gained in knowledge and embodiment they have forever, and that's their true wealth. Their health is their true wealth. Their family is their true wealth. So want to do in the future? What's the legacy that you want to create, right? At the very least, set yourself up so even if you're not leaving children, you know, you're not leaving massive wealth to your children, you're also secure financially in your retirement, right? At the very least, you're not like a negative in your children's financial future because you are taking care of yourself and investing in your future. So one of the things that is part of my legacy and what I've been teaching my kids is that no one else will care about their money or help them build wealth like they can care about their money and help themselves build wealth. So I'm hoping that I can teach my kids that they can be their own bosses, that they don't have to depend on anyone else for their wealth creation. At the end of the day, being an entrepreneur and business owner has been the fastest track for me and for my family to create wealth. There is no wealth like in business. Like honestly, in the amount of freedom, liberation, and creation energy I can put into building my own wealth in my own business, I can definitely not do that working for someone else because I'm just building their wealth, right? I'm on their schedule, and I just knew that I couldn't do that. I tried to do that. I've had corporate jobs back in my early 20s, and I learned really early on that I just couldn't do that. Like every ounce of my being was like rebelling against that. So one of the biggest things that has been part of my journey has been being my own boss, learning to create, listen to divine guidance and create wealth on my terms. And that is definitely something that I hope to pass down to my children. Some people like the whole 9-to-5 thing. They like the freedom of being able to walk away from their work at the end of the day. And some people are natural born entrepreneurs, and I definitely fall into that entrepreneur you know, type, and I can sense already in all three of my kids that they will do better as that. That's just kind of what they've been grown around, and the kind of wealth and freedom and liberation that they desire can only come from entrepreneurship and like having your own business. So that's something that's really strongly ingrained and like passed down. So if that's something that you want to do, I have so many offers that at every price point, right? Like I have my Feminine Business Mastermind, which is a digital mastermind. That was my first business program that I ever created. It's evergreen content, still gold. Currently I have a special on that, down from $997 to $555. It's linked in the description box. The next tier up, I have the Lightworkers Intensive. That's over 6.5 hours of content that you can binge watch that will just put you in the right frame of mind and give you all of the practical tools on how you can set up your high-end business like in a weekend. So that's also linked below. If you want the full package, if you want like the full course, I've got the CEO Boss Queen. That program is really life-changing because it grows and evolves with you. It will take you from like the beginning stages of business when you're just pregnant with an idea to taller stage where your business requires a lot of energy and attention, all the way to like the teenage stage of your business where you need to set those containers and your business is kind of like unruly and like you need to gain control of it, all the way to where your business is now a self-sustaining adult and you've got those automations and containers. So you literally in that program start off from nothing to like making, you know, 6 figures a year, to making 6 figures a month, to making, you know, 7 figures a year, to hopefully as my business evolves, I will hope to one day be making modules in there on how you can scale to 8 figures. I'm not there yet. I'm not at 8 figures yet, but when I am, you best believe that I will be grandmothering everyone in there to the new modules, because I want to be a part of your legacy and I want you to be a part of mine, and I want the business program, your business and mine, to keep growing and evolving with each other. So if this is calling out to you, I am currently enrolling for the CEO Boss Queen, the Feminine Business Mastermind, and the Lightworkers is evergreen. It's always open. You can enroll anytime. Those are linked below. The CEO Boss Queen, I only open enrollment every like couple times a year, and this is the last time for 2021 where there's going to be live group sessions added to that. So if you want to join the new 4.5 hours of content being added to that this year called the 7-Figure Babe, that's happening on August 9th, you definitely want to sign up now. There is a payment plan. It's a no-brainer. You're gonna have the content for the rest of your life. The content will keep growing and evolving with you. So all of those are linked below. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.